So any doubt regarding previous classes? Anything if you have not understood yet? Anything if you want me to re-explain? Right. So till now we have understood what is reduction, what is oxidation, right? And how do we classify, or how do we identify something as oxidizing agent or reducing agent, right? These things we have already done. So I think that is very clear that if something is present in its maximum oxidation state, then that will act as oxidizing agent for sure, because it is in maximum oxidation state. So now it can only accept electron, right? If something is at the peak, just understand, very simple example, if something is at the Everest, someone has reached at the Everest, then he has only one option, that he has to come down, right? So that's very simple. If something has achieved the highest oxidation state, then it has only one option, that is it can now, by accepting the electron, can lower its oxidation state. So when something is accepting the electron, it is clearly that it is getting reduced and oxidizing others, right? I think that's very simple and trivial concept. So is that okay with everyone? That if something is getting electron, something is accepting electron, then its oxidation number will decrease and it will oxidize others, because it is taking electrons from someone else. Okay, so if you are taking electrons from someone else, then you are itself getting reduced, but you are oxidizing others, right? You have to remember at least this. If you have remembered this, then for reducing agent, just opposite, it is at the minimum oxidation state, it is at the lowest oxidation state. So now it has only one option, that it can donate electron, as already it is in minimum, so it cannot accept. It has only one option, that it can donate electron. So while it is donating electron, it is itself getting oxidized. But if it donating to someone else, so the someone else which is accepting electron, that will be getting reduced. That is why they are known as reducing agent. So agents reduces others and itself in the process get oxidized. So they reduces others, but in doing so, they itself get, okay, if they are reducing, then itself get oxidized. If they are oxidizing, then itself get reduced. Is that okay, beta? So if there are 4-5 options and they are asking which of them is oxidizing agent, which of them is reducing agent, so if you try to find out the oxidizing agent, then try to look for the maximum oxidation number. If element is present in maximum oxidation number, then that will act as oxidizing agent. If element is present in minimum, then that will behave as reducing. And if it is present in both intermediate, here if you see, they are present in intermediate state. So if they are in intermediate, then they can act as, depending upon, as oxidizing agent as well as reducing agent. So any doubt beta till now?
Sir, one still oxidizing agent, sir?
Oxidizing agents are those agents in which at least one atom will be present in its maximum oxidation number. It has to, it must have at least one atom which is present in its highest oxidation number. So if something is present in highest oxidation number, then that has only one option. If it is showing any reaction, so it has to decrease its oxidation number. So if it is decreasing its oxidation number by gaining the electron, if it is gaining the electron, then itself it is reducing and it is oxidizing others. And as I have told you, the agents works for others. If it is oxidizing others by gaining electrons, okay, so to check the oxidizing agent, you need to identify that. And let me give you one question: which of the following can act as oxidizing agent? option is given HNO2, HNO3, uh, HI, HCl. So in this case, if you want to find out, then just try to find out the oxidation number. For nitrogen, it is +3. Here it is +5. In this case, iodine is -1. Here chlorine is -1. Right. So here it is present in minimum oxidation state. Minimum. Halides are present in minimum oxidation number. Here it is in intermediate. And this is in this nitrogen is present in maximum. So you can ask me how did you come to know that nitrogen is present in +5 and it is in maximum? I have already told you, if any element belongs to nitrogen family, then it can have minimum of -3 and maximum to +5. This is its range. It cannot go to -2 or -1. That is not possible for it. And it can also not go to +6 +7. That is also not possible. This we tell from its electronic configuration, which we have already discussed a little bit, right? So it can show minimum of -3 and maximum of -4. That's it. So in this case, if you see, the correct answer will be this thing. So they, as they are in minimum, then they will behave as reducing agent. It can behave as both, act as both. So best possible answer is your second one. Is that okay with everyone? If you are looking for oxidizing agent, then check it is whether the atom is present in maximum or minimum. Right, Niharika. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. So that's very simple here, right? So you will be able to identify, you will be able to calculate oxidation number, and this is very trivial. Now for halogens I am giving you, because they have asked in the previous year for halogens. F2, it is the best oxidizing agent, then Cl2, then Br2, then I2. It is the best oxidizing agent. So this is the decreasing order for, as we are going this side, then their oxidizing property is decreasing. So it is best oxidizing agent. Best oxidizing agent. Right. So for halogen, oxidizing power or oxidizing power. So this is best. This is least. Although all the halogens works as oxidizing agent. All halogens works as oxidizing agent. But if we want to compare among halogen, then F2 is the best. Right. All halogens, I am just writing it. All halogens are good oxidizing agent. What do you mean by good oxidizing agent? Means if they are given like this, so they will accept electrons and they will get converted into X minus. So if you see in the process, it is getting reduced, itself getting reduced. If someone is getting reduced, then they will be oxidizing others, itself getting reduced. Just see the screen and try to analyze, then I will give one question. Chaturteja, what are you doing here, beta? It's a medical class. It's a medical class. You should be at JE class. Yes. Okay, fine. I hope you must have got this concept. So now I am asking, it's which of the following will act as which of the following will act as best reducing agent. Best reducing agent. Answer is given F minus, second chlorine minus, third bromine minus, and fourth is iodine minus. So use your brain and tell me which of the following will act as best reducing agent. Yeah, yes, that is absolutely correct, beta. This is the answer is iodine. Among the all the iodides on all the halides, iodide is as we have seen that this is the poorest oxidizing agent. Okay, so if it is poorest, then it will be best reducing, right? That is why. Yeah, that is right, beta. Samiksha, you are absolutely correct. You are right, beta. You are right. That's okay. Okay. Now there is one more thing. These are some complex or coordinated compound. I'm just giving you fair enough idea. We will have separate chapter for coordination compound. We have separate chapter. If it is given like this, K3FeCN6, it means it is 3K plus, and this is whole entity. This is separate entity, right? This is like this. So if someone asks you the oxidation number of Fe, how will you calculate? You can calculate simply. First you have to write like this, because there are two parts. This is one part and this is second part. So this is the second part. It will remain intact. So this will not further break down into its ions. It will remain intact. That is why it is known as complex compound, or it is known as coordination compound. It will remain intact. It will not break easily, right? It will behave like this only. This is known as coordination sphere. So it will remain as its remain like a sphere. That is coordination sphere. So if you want to calculate the oxidation number of Fe, let's say it is X. Cyanide ion have -1. CO, it is neutral. It has 0. Water has 0. They are neutral. And if someone is NH3 present, it also has 0. So at least you know this about this. That CO carbonyl, it has 0, H2O 0, NH3 also 0. But here it is given CN. So CN, how many CN? 6 CN. So it will become 6 into -1 should be equal to -3. So X will become +3. Did you get it, beta? Also remember that CO is 0. CO does not have any charge. So I am just writing this thing, K2 Fe CN6. So tell me the oxidation number of Fe. I am asking for Fe. Just solve this. Yeah, anyone else, beta? Beta, just check again, beta. Niharika, check again. What about Samiksha? Samiksha, what will be the answer? So it can be written like this: 2k plus Fe Cn6. This is just crisscross method. Okay, this is just crisscross method. I have here it was 1, so I have given +1, and you already know that potassium has +1 and 2, so it will be 2 here, -2. Now you know Fe can be x, and 6 of -1 should be equal to -2. Okay, so it will be +4, right? So I am just changing it to K4. K4, let's say it was K4, so it will have this thing. Niharika, you were right. Let's say it is -K4. Okay, so here I am also changing -4. So in that case, x will become +2. Okay, write them, then we will move further. So just correct it. It is K4, right? Now I am just asking one more question. So option is given: Sn is getting oxidized, Hg is getting oxidized, Sn is getting reduced, fourth, SnCl4 is acting as oxidizing agent. Oxidizing agent. So which of the 4 is right? So to solve such kind of question, just figure out this is +4, here it is +2. So you can see oxidation number of Sn is decreasing. So oxidation number of Sn is decreasing, but it means Sn getting reduced. If it is getting reduced, it means, okay, if it is getting reduced, it means it is accepting electrons. It means it is Sn is behaving as itself, it is behaving as oxidizing agent. If it is behaving as oxidizing agent, then it must be behaving as reducing agent, right? So you just find out the right answer. So answer will be Sn. Sn is not getting oxidized. Obviously, what this is not. This is wrong. Hg is, yes, it is here. If you see, it is +2. So I have written the reaction. Sorry. Just a second. I have written it wrong. Sorry. Just give me time. This is SnCl2. Here it will become SnCl4. SnCl4. Sorry, my mistake. So in this case, if you see, it is +2, it is +2, and it becomes +4. So you can clearly see oxidation number of Sn is increasing, right? If oxidation number of Sn is increasing, right, so it means SnCl2 is getting oxidized. Getting oxidized. If it is getting oxidized, it means, if it is getting oxidized, means it will be losing electrons. So it is behaving as SnCl2 behaving as reducing agent. Reducing agent, right? So it is behaving as reducing agent. That's okay. If it is behaving as reducing agent, this is reducing agent, this is oxidizing agent. So first one, Sn is getting oxidized. Yeah, that might be right. It is right. Hg is getting oxidized. No. If you see Hg +2, here it is Hg +1. So this is wrong. Sn is getting reduced. This is also wrong. SnCl4 is acting as oxidation. This is also wrong. Did you get it, beta? Just tell me, did you get it or not? Quickly. Right. So if some reaction is given, try to figure out the oxidation number. No, oxidation number. If you see, you can ask me, sir, why didn't you get calculated for Cl2, Cl. If you see, in all of them, Cl is -1, -1, -1. They are having -1. Okay, so as you practice more, you will come to know which atom is going under a change of oxidation number. So if something is going under change of oxidation number, you need to focus on that. That will tell you, that will guide you the path, right, towards the path, towards your goal, right? Is that okay? Okay, so any redox reaction are combination of oxidation half reaction, OHR, and reduction half reaction, RHR. Okay, so if I am giving you why with one example. In the initial, we have started with we have discussed the oxidation HR and the reduction HR. Somewhere I have written this like this. This is reduction HR, in which electrons are getting accepted. Okay, this is reduction HR, right? This is reduction HR, in which electrons are on the reactant side and they are getting gained by B. Okay, in reduction, this was happening. In oxidation, this is the reaction. So if I want to write the same reaction here, so how will you write this? OHR. In OHR, something A was given, it was converted into X and it was losing X electron. In the RHR, reduction half reaction, Y electron were getting, sorry, yes, Y electron was taken by B. So if you want to write the complete, what will you do? Whenever you are writing complete, your electrons should not remain after writing it. So what will you do? How can you cancel out the electrons? So you multiply this reaction by Y and you multiply this reaction by X. So if you multiply, it will become, this electron will become XY, and these electrons will also become XY. Now these electron can get cancelled out. Okay, so you have to always balance while you are adding. You need to try that after addition no electron is remaining in complete reaction, in complete redox reaction. So this y and y will get cancelled. So you can write it x of a, sorry, y of a plus x of b plus y is equal to ya plus x of b. I have multiplied with this y to whole, so it becomes ya. This becomes yax. In the similar manner, I have multiplied with x. This becomes this thing, and this also becomes this thing. And electron get cancelled out. Tell me you get it or not. I will explain it again.
Sir, once again explain.
Okay, beta. See, there are x electrons and there are y electrons. So you have to select a number. You have to multiply with that so that these numbers get cancelled out. So simple is that you multiply with y and you multiply with x. So I multiplied with y, so it will become xy, and this, if I multiply with x, then it will also become xy. Now these can get cancelled out. Now you are having y a atom and y ax plus. In this case, x vy plus and x v. Electrons are already cancelled out. Now you can write it. Now you can write it very simply. I will give one more example. Just see, again see, check it whether you are getting it or not. So I'm just asking one question, whether this presentation is good or the other one which I was using. I was dividing page into two. Which was okay for you? Dividing page into two or this thing, writing on the full page? Any one of you? Which is better? Which is better? Shall I write on the full page or I divide it into two parts? Okay, writing on the full page is better. Okay, it makes font on bigger and it reduce. I do not I do not need to zoom it or zoom out again and again. Yeah, okay, that's it. Yeah, I think all of you are on the same page that I need to write on full page. Okay, great for your response, Goppa. Yeah, nice, Bagundi. So you can write redox reactions. If I say, I just tell you, if copper is getting, sorry, zinc is getting oxidized and silver is getting reduced. Silver is getting reduced. Write the complete redox reaction. Take 1 minute and try to solve it. Zinc is getting reduced. So zinc is getting reduced. Getting oxidized. It means zinc will be losing electrons and silver will be gaining electrons. Just try, then I will tell you. Just try for 1 minute. Okay, okay. So if it is given zinc is getting oxidized, so you will write oxidation OHR. It will be like zinc is going converted into zinc plus 2. You might not be knowing that it get converted into plus 2, but I am telling you. So you will write this. At least you must have understood that electrons will be on product side, because in oxidation reaction it takes place with the increase in oxidation number. So you see here increase in oxidation number is taking place. Now RHR, Ag is getting reduced. So Ag is like this, Ag plus ion. This is, so Ag is getting reduced, it means it will be accepting the electron. Okay, so Ag ion will be taking electron, so that Ag plus Ag is converted into this. Now if you want to write the complete reaction, what will you do? If you directly add, then after reaction you will see there will be one electron on the product side. We cannot do like this. So to cancel out this one electron also, we will multiply this by 2. Just check. This will become 2 electron, this is also 2 electron. So now these electron will cancel out, and you will write zinc plus twice of Ag plus. As you have multiplied by 2, then full reaction, whole reaction will be multiplied by 2. Now zinc plus 2 from upper side, and here Ag. This is how you have to do. Did you get it? And such reaction will be very useful in electrochemistry. So I am just giving you just basic idea. So in this case, if you see oxidation, oxidized, because increase in oxidation number is taking place. The other thing, Ag, reduced, decrease in oxidation number. So quickly respond that you get it or not. Yes, okay. Samiksha, I think this is your you are new to this class, or have you taken other classes also?
New, sir.
This is your new, you are new to this class.
Yes, sir.
So this one is your fifth, first, second or third. Which class is this?
First.
First class. Okay, beta. Okay, fine, fine. That's okay. So you all can see this is how we write the equations, right? This is very simple, and with the time you will be comfortable with this. If somewhere it is written that it is oxidized, then there will be electron, there will be loss of yes, loss of electron. And loss, if electrons are losing from the compound, then they will be present on product side. If someone is gaining, then they will be present on reactant side. Okay, fine. Now moving to next thing. Redox reaction. Again, redox reaction. You will see one is known as intermolecular. You do not need to write it. You do not need to learn it. Just to explain. You will see there might be one oxidizing agent, there might be one reducing agent, and after that reaction will be taking place. It will be converted into products. So one of the component is behaving as oxidizing, other is behaving as reducing. Different compound behaving as oxidizing and reducing agent, right? Now the example we have taken SnCl2 plus HgCl2, it is getting converted into SnCl4 and Hg2Cl2. This is very famous reaction, right? So in this case, if you see, you can balance it. Obviously you can balance it. So in this case, if you see, this is behaving as, this is taking this is behaving as reducing agent, and this is behaving as oxidizing agent. Okay, fine. There might be other type of intramolecular, but these are not very important, just to tell you only. Intramolecular. In that case, atom of the same molecule, atom of the different atoms of the same molecule will be getting oxidized and reduced. Different atom of same molecule, of same compound, getting oxidized and reduced simultaneously. Getting or behaving as, or getting be okay, that's also okay, getting oxidized or reduced and reduced. For example, if you heat KClO3, then it will become KCl and 3/2O2. So in this case, if you see, if you check the oxidation number of chlorine, it will come as +5. Here it is -1. So it is getting reduced, right? Oxidation number is decreasing. If someone's oxidation number is decreasing, it behaves as it is getting reduced and it behaves as oxidizing agent. On the other hand, if you see oxygen, here it was present in -2, now it is in 0. So if you want to see, check, then it is getting oxidized because its oxidation number is increasing. So see, same element, same compound is there, but one of the element is getting reduced, other element is getting oxidized. Such kind of reactions are known as intramolecular redox reaction. But you do not need to memorize it. It's very trivial. The thing which you have to memorize is the third one. Third one is very important concept. Okay, it is very important and very important. And if you see every year there, what I will write 4 or 5 equations. Okay, I will write 4 or 5 reactions, and you will see every year you will find at least one of them. So that is very important. Just see this, then we will move to next thing. Yashwant, please check your batch is bio. This is bio class, beta. This is medical class, NEET class. Just check whether you are the student of medical or JE. So have you written it? I will share the notes just after the class. The third one is the most important, and third one is disproportionation reaction. Proportionation. You need to focus on this. This is very important. This is very important, and they will ask you this again and again, and you need to understand what is disproportionation. This is third one. So I am taking another page, moving to another page. Disproportionation. Just Google it and try to remember. I might have written disproportionation reaction. I might have written the wrong spelling, but I think in this, atom of same element or atom of same molecule will get oxidized and reduced simultaneously. It means same atom of the molecule, it will get, after the reaction you will see its oxidation number will increase as well as its oxidation number will decrease. It means there will be more than one atom of the same element. So there might be 3 or 4 atoms. Some of them will get oxidized, some of them will get reduced. So same atom of the molecule will get oxidized, also get reduced. it is possible only when when element can exist in, can show variable valency that is at least 3 oxidation number. It can exhibit at least 3 oxidation number. Now if you see fluorine, it can only 0 and -1, so it cannot undergo disproportionation, right? Fluorine cannot undergo. Alkali metals +1 and 0, so they can also not undergo disproportionation. At least 3 oxidation number can be shown. Alkaline earth metal, they can show +2 and 0, so they can also not undergo disproportionation. As well, you see hydrogen will also not undergo. So there are only two type of elements. One is belonging to D block, other is belonging to P block, because they can show variable valency, P block and D block, right? So elements of belonging to P block and D block can show this type of reaction. So what I mean, if you see this reaction, Cu2I2 on reaction, it becomes Cu solid and CuI2. So in this case, if you see here, copper is present in +1, this is 0, this is -2, sorry, +2. So if you see here, oxidation number has decreased of copper, but in this case, if you see, in this case, oxidation number has increased. So copper is getting oxidized and reduced simultaneously. Oxidized and reduced simultaneously. Did you get it? In this type of reaction, same atom get oxidized and same atom will also get reduced. So you need to remember this. This is very important, right? So I am giving it very important status. Just read it once again and tell me whether you get it or not. Tell me, Samiksha, Viram, Yashwant, Janvi, Tanushree, you are silent beta today. Tharun, is everything okay? We are having a very small batch beta. You can interact with me directly. You can interact with me. Mohammad Muntajim. Any doubt? Please tell me. Janvi,
No.
Tanushree. Okay.
No doubt, sir. I get it.
Okay, beta. That is very important. You must explain it to someone, your friend, your there will be many friends who are not taking classes of Venkanna sir, right? Venkanna classes, who have not joined this coaching. So you can explain to them. Do you know disproportionation reaction? They will say no, I do not know. Then explain them. These are type of reaction in which atom of the same elements present in a molecule will get oxidized and reduced simultaneously. Okay, in this case you have seen that copper, some of the copper is getting oxidized and some of the copper is getting reduced. So you can explain to your father, mother, brother, anyone, so that you can memorize it. This is very important one. So I'm writing some of the most important reactions. They will keep coming again and again. First one is phosphorus with alkali. Okay, OH minus, they might write OH minus, and OH minus can be anything. So this get converted into PS3 at the same time it get converted into H2PO2 minus. Right, reaction can be written like this: NaOH. So this will become PS3, and this will become NaH2PO2 minus NaH2PO2. Right. So NaOH is nothing but it is Na plus and OH minus. So this might be NaOH or KOH, any alkali metal. This can be any alkali. Alkali means base. Okay, hydroxide. KOH, if it was KOH, then there will be K. You can easily balance it. Right, in this case, if you see here, phosphorus, if something is present in its elemental state, it is in 0. Here it will become -3. It is attached with hydrogen, so it will oxidation number is decreasing. But on the other hand, if you see this, it is present in +1, so oxidation number is increasing. So phosphorus is getting oxidized and reduced simultaneously. You need to remember this. This is known as phosphine, poisonous gas. It is phosphine. So this you will encounter again and again. Phosphine is poisonous gas, right? So this is one example which is very important. So they might give you KOH and something else. So that is not. This is the main important reaction. If they will give K, then put here K, right? Second one, reaction of halogen with OH minus. So halogen on reacting with OH minus, if it is given dilute and cold and dilute, these are very important reactions of P block as well. So it will convert into X minus and XO minus. I will give you example. For example, if they have taken Cl2 and they have taken KOH, then this will become KCl plus KOX, KOCl or KClO, right? So in this case, if you see, chlorine is moving from 0 to -1, here it is in +1. So this is very important. But if it is present, X2 is present with OH minus, but it is hot and concentrated. If you have taken it hot and concentrated, then reaction converts into X minus plus XO3 minus. This you need to remember for now, but this is known as halide. This is halide, beta. This is known as halate, right? I will write the name. This is known as halide. This is known as hypohalite. So this will be known as potassium chloride. This is known as potassium chloride, because halide, chlorine to chloride, and this is known as potassium hypochlorite. Just trying to tell you some names, right? You do not need to remember it right now. Just okay. So I am taking some example like bromine. If it gives bromine and it takes NaOH, then it will become NaBr and NaBrO3 minus. NaBrO3. So this will be termed as sodium bromide, and this will be known as halate na, sodium bromate. Bromine to bromate, ATE lag jayega bas, that's it. So you can memorize these. This will help you in 12th class as well as in NEET. Is that okay, beta? Now I am giving you another one, fourth one. We have done with, okay. Third one. If they gives you sulfur S8, and again they ask you to react it with this thing, it becomes sulfide and S2O3. We have already understood S2O3 minus. This is sulfide and this is thiosulfate. For example, if I have given you S8 plus NaOH, then it will become H2S, that is sulfide, hydrogen sulfide. Hydrogen sulfide plus Na2H2O3, sodium thiosulfate. Some very important beta reactions. See all of them. See all of them. You might see direct question from here. Just check all of them. Check all of them. In this case, if you want to check, in this case, this is 0, bromine 0. Here it is -1, and it is +5. In case of sulfur, it is 0. Here it is -2, and here we have already calculated +2. These are some reaction in which only the given atom is getting oxidized as well as reduced. In first case, phosphorus is getting oxidized as well as reduced in presence of base. I will write some more reactions as well. Whenever something is present in intermediate state, then only it can show na decrease and increase. If it is in maximum, if something is in minimum, then that cannot show, right? You need to at the same time oxidize and reduce. If something is present in intermediate state, then only it can undergo disproportionation. Then only it is not sufficient condition. That is necessary condition, that if something is present in intermediate state, then only it can increase or decrease. Is that okay? Because at the same time it has to show oxidation and reduction, right? So I will write some more, but before that I am asking you question. If such kind of question comes, which of the following cannot show disproportionation? Cannot undergo disproportionation. First one is HNO2, second is H2O2, third is, I have already given, phosphorus and also fluorine. Now this I will explain this. And fourth one is HClO4. Right now I will write iodine. So to solve this question, in this case it is in +3, that is intermediate. Nitrogen can show -3 to +5. So this can show. Oxygen here in -1, iodine in 0. So these all can show. But if you see chlorine has -1 to +7. Maximum can be +1, +7, and minimum can be -1. So it cannot increase. It cannot go to +8, +9. +8, +9 is not possible. That is why it will not show disproportionation. Did you get it? Did you get it? Yes, if something is present in its maximum or minimum, because you have to move. If you are at the top, you can only come down. If you are at the bottom, you can only go up. But we want something like which can go down as well as up, right? So in that case, you need to check the oxidation number, and you also have to know the what is the maximum and minimum of each atom, right? So HNO2 examples, some other examples. If you keep HNO2, it is not stable. It get converted into HNO3 and it releases gas NO. Now if you see, it is in +3. Here it becomes +5, and here it becomes +2. So you see oxidation number is increasing. That's okay. And at the same time, oxidation number is decreasing. So this is one example. Second, very important is H2O2, hydrogen peroxide. If you keep it, then it becomes H2O plus O2. If you see here, it is in -1, it becomes -2 and 0. So here oxidation number is decreasing, and in that case, oxidation number is increasing. Simultaneously, oxidation number decreasing in oxidation. Is that okay? Is that okay with everyone? Niharika, Tanushree. Tanushree, what happened to you? Why are you so silent today? Tharun, you are also. Srilatha. Okay, okay, fine. Fine, beta. Now, if I give you question, why F2 cannot undergo, this is a question which can be asked in your 11th class or 12th class, right? Why F2 in your board cannot undergo disproportionation. So if you want to write the F2, so if it wants to decrease its oxidation number, it is already in 0. So if it want to decrease it, it will have to go to -1. And if we want to increase, it will be must be +X. But this doesn't exist. Fluorine do not show any positive oxidation number. It does show only 0 and -1. 0 in its elemental state and -1 in its combined state. So fluorine cannot have positive oxidation number. That is why it cannot undergo. So it cannot be oxidized. It can get reduced to F-. At the same time, it cannot be oxidized. Did you get it? Did you get it, beta?
Yes, sir.
What about others, beta? Yeah. So I am trying to explain each and everything slowly and with very detail, right? Is it okay now? So I am moving to, just I am introducing the balancing of redox reaction. Balancing of redox reaction. In a balanced redox reaction, okay, this will not be coming in your test. Whatever we have understood till now, okay, this will be asked in your test, right? Till now. Here, after this will not be, this will be coming in your next test. So in a balanced chemical reaction, balanced redox reaction, atoms of all the different elements must be equal on both sides. Both sides must have same atoms. For in this case, you see, is this balance? This is not a balance equation, because if you see, there are only 2 oxygen here, there are 1 and 2, 3. Here are 3 oxygen, here it is only 2. So this is not a balanced. If you want to balance it, you need to multiply it by 2, right? Now this will become 4. So you need to write it here 2. Now it is balanced, right? So you have to check whether it is balanced. In this case also, if you see, this is not also balanced. This is not balanced. If you see, there are only 1 nitrogen atom. Here there are 2 nitrogen atom. So if you want to balance it, you need to multiply by 3 and take here 2. No, then also it is not balanced. Are you getting my point now? In this case, nitrogen is not balanced on both sides. Also, you see oxygen is also not balanced, only 2 oxygens. Here it is 3 plus 1, that is 4 oxygens. So on the both sides, atoms must be balanced, right? On the both sides, atoms need to be balanced. This has to give some H2O, I think. Okay, so do not worry about that. So a nitrogen are not balanced, as well as oxygen are not balanced. So you have to see this. Okay, I have not written the balance equation right now. Just I have given you that, yes, what is the procedure. Okay, so in this case, one thing is very important. X2, it can be Cl2, Br2, and I2. They will undergo disproportionation. F2 will not go under. F2 will not show disproportionation reaction. I have already told you, right? So in valence redox reaction, atoms of all the different elements must be equal on both sides. Atoms must be equal on both sides of different element, each different element, right? As well as charge should be equal on both sides. So you need to balance these atoms as well as charge. So I think this is okay for today, right? So you need to check the charge as well as atoms. Okay, if I give some example, let's say MnO4 minus in presence of acid reacts with H2S, gives sulfide plus Mn plus 2. So in this case, right, in this case, you need to balance both things. Sulfur, manganese, H plus, everything should be balanced, right? Or I'll take a simple example, Fe plus 2, right? If it is given Fe plus 2, it should be Fe plus 3 here. A simple example. So I will tell you how to balance this later, right? In the next class, I will tell you. So in this case, if you see, neither atom nor charge is balanced. Nothing is balanced. So you have to balance each and everything, right? If it is given like this, you have to balance each thing. Okay. So in the next class, we will understand how to balance the redox reaction, and that is the main part of this chapter. One of the main part. Then other is equivalent concept, right? So I will share the notes, and all the best for Sunday's test, right? So revise all the notes of oxidation reaction, whatever we have. I am not asking mole concept first too, right? I will be asking from the whatever we have learned in last week and this week. Okay, all about redox reactions, oxidation number, oxidizing agent, reducing agent, oxidation and reduction, and disproportionation. Okay, I am writing it: oxidation number, oxidizing agent, reducing agent, oxidation, reduction, and disproportionation. This is all topic from my side. Okay, so this is all you have to revise. So I will share these notes with you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you guys. I will share the notes.